Welcome back to the Us versus Them channel. I'm your host Vince, and we're going to break down the next fight for the upcoming fight night we have this weekend. We have Dulgarian versus Yadier del Valle. Dulgarian is sitting at a minus 280 favorite, and Del Valle is sitting at a plus 220 underdog. Before we get to the breakdown, if I can remind you guys, hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that shit, so thank you. I do think this one has the potential to be a lot closer than the odds suggest. Having Del Valle sitting at a plus 220 right now, when he's never lost a pro MMA fight and he's never lost an amateur MMA fight, having him sitting at a plus 220 right now is a little bit surprising to me, especially given the fact that Del Valle has already gotten past his debut fight in the UFC, so he got past those jitters as well. So this is his sophomore day fight in the UFC. I think he's going to be as prepared as he's ever been for a fight, and he's never lost. So him sitting at plus 220, that definitely makes me start to think, like, what is happening that I'm missing? The moneyline odds might not be very close when you compare the fighters next to each other, but when you compare the method of victory outcomes next to each other, those actually do start to add up to be very close. When you got Dulgarian by knockout, that's sitting at plus 220. You got Dulgarian by points, that's at plus 260. And then Dulgarian by submission, that's at plus 390. So of half of the possible outcomes, basically Vegas is saying that they're very likely to happen, just when you look at those numbers alone. So it's just kind of interesting to look at that and say, all right, well, the method of victory is kind of, I guess mathematically in a way close, but the money line is not close at all. Predicting the winner of this fight might not be that easy, but the one thing that I can predict is that Dulgarian is going to be a fucking problem in round one. That dude consistently is a problem every single time in round one. He's never lost a fight in round one. Whether you go back throughout all of his fights in his pro career, he is undefeated in round one. And it's just because he does bring a pressure and a presence to the fight. He's super fucking aggressive, and he likes to stay in dude's face. But as you start to go past round one, that's where you're going to see Del Valle have a greater chance to start to win the fight. Del Valle is 4-0 when it comes to decision fights, or fights that go to decision, and Dulgarian is 0-1 when it comes to fights that go to decision. So as the fight goes later, statistically, it starts to favor Del Valle as opposed to Dulgarian. I think the winner of this fight is going to be decided by whoever can pace themselves better and whoever can win the aesthetic of a fight. Obviously, predicting who can win the aesthetic of a fight is virtually impossible, especially when you're kind of already predicting the fight to make it to the final bell and make it to where judges are going to have to decide who won the fight or who won the aesthetic of a fight. That's really hard to do. But what's going to be really easy to predict is who can pace themselves better. And I think that Del Valle is able to pace himself a lot better than Dulgarian can. Dulgarian, like I said, he comes with a high pressure earlier in the fight, like a Khamzat Chimaev, but like we've seen for Chimaev in the past, that he starts out hot, but he gets cooler and cooler as the fight goes on, and he starts to look more human as the fight goes on. So I think that Dulgarian is going to be able to probably win round one, but as we get to rounds 2 and rounds 3, that's where we see Del Valle start to take over in this fight. And so for my official prediction, give me Del Valle by decision, and that prop is sitting at plus 700, which is really, really good prop. I mean, that is something we can really work our parlayers around. That's all I got for you guys for this breakdown. Stop by for our next one where we're looking at Charles Radke versus Daniel Frunza. Also another sick opportunity to make money, so stop by for that one. And that's all I got for you guys today, so I'm the fuck out of here.